Well, hello everybody. My name is Dan Upton. I'm the host of the Doomcast. I'm here with my own personal chum bucket, Mr. Marc Von Ahnen, the writer of Ahab Van Helsing versus Nosferatu Carcharodon.
Hello.
How you doing, Mark?
I am doing well.
Well, good.
How's your COVID?
You
having a happy quarantine?
I'm not going anywhere at all. Mark, I have a few questions for you that I prepared. The first one is, what would you say that the vampire shark is a metaphor for?
You want me to be honest with you? I've thought about it. Mental illness. You keep fighting it, and it keeps coming back stronger, but you gotta keep fighting through. That's what I've decided it means. It's weird. I wrote this probably 15 years ago.
Okay.
So I've been sitting on it for a long time. Between writing it and finally getting it made, I actually went back to school, and went to Simpson, and I got a degree, and I have a literary minor.
Nice.
Yeah, and
that's very useful in this economy.
Exactly. Well, let's be honest, no degree is useful right now. Correct. You would think being a doctor would be useful, but we're not listening to them. What difference does it make? Yeah. I don't know, how many demons have I had sex with? That's what's important. One of my first classes, and I love this class, and our big project is you had to write down and support with evidence what this story is actually about. The first one I picked Frankenstein.
Yeah.
Because I'm familiar with the movie. And I'm like, well, it's really about a gay relationship. They're gay lovers, and society doesn't like it, so they're going to burn their windmill down. Like, that would make sense at the time. Except, the book Frankenstein and the movie Frankenstein are nothing alike.
Nope, not at all.
I don't even understand how that's the movie Frankenstein.
No.
Like, it has nothing to do with the movie.
No.
So then I got through reading it, and I'm like, well, that isn't going to work at all, because he hates the monster. He doesn't want anything to do with it.
Yep.
So then
Absolutely.
So I wrote, my paper was actually about the monster was a metaphor for a drug habit. So he's
That's a good analysis.
Yeah, because if you read it, he goes to his family, and then the monster will sneak back in, and he has to sneak away to make the bride. So he's gone for a long time, and then the monster starts killing people around him. Eventually, he's just isolated by himself. And I was like, well, when he's sneaking away, that's him relapsing. He's going to go do more drugs. And then the monster killing people is people abandoning him. Like, I can't be around this guy. Eventually, like all drug addicts, you're on a boat in the Arctic.
Yeah, that's really inevitably where you end up.
Yeah, and my teacher was really impressed. She's like, you should get that published.
No, that is a really good analysis.
So that's actually kind of how I think about things now. I'm always like, what is this really about? And as time went on, when I thought about Vampire Shark, it's a pretty high concept in the sense that there's no real character development or barely even a story. It's about a shark eating a vampire, and then he gets vampire powers and then attacks this town. It's like Jaws, but if the shark was a vampire.
Yeah.
But it's you think about it, it's also this guy has to keep dealing with this, and it keeps getting worse and worse until finally it's he has to confront it. It's well, it's kind of mental illness in a way. So
I think that's a brilliant literary analysis.
Thank you.
After conception and writing and getting somebody to actually draw it, what was the process for you to get it published, to self-produce?
Once it was drawn, I had to find a letterer. And I have a really good friend in Iowa City who helped me with that. So he took care of that. Okay. And at that point, you get a Word, a share folder, like a Google Doc. And you go to there's an ad, I think it's Comics Wellspring, and you just send it to them and they print it and mail it to you. It's that easy.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So once you have the file produced of everything laid out and they tell you how they need it laid out,
yep,
you just send it to them and they print it for you.
Oh, yeah, it's simple. That part is barely anything, especially now that I've done it so many times. But
so that itself might be the easier part.
Oh, yeah. We're in a day and age that if you want to do this, you can.
That's awesome.
You can get a hold of any artist. I found both of my artists on Facebook. I just went to an artist group and just threw out hey, this is what I want.
Looking for somebody to draw.
Yeah, and then because Jamel was the first one, and he did the first two, and then he wasn't able to continue. And so then I went to, I found Gary, and then he went going. So it's and I just found them both off Facebook. So it's one of those things now where it's
Well, who doesn't want to draw vampire sharks, though? I mean, who wouldn't? I mean, like, if given the opportunity to draw something buck wild and crazy like that.
Exactly.
Why not?
An angler fish projecting a naked woman with its bulb. Because vampires can cause hallucinations, right? That's a power.
I like how we got, like, really deep into literary criticism, but at the end of the day, it has stuff like that in it.
No, I know. That's what it was so great, because when you start thinking about what is in the ocean and stuff they can do, it's already insane.
Yeah.
It doesn't sound real. So it's like once you start adding this with like vampire abilities, you can do all sorts of crazy stuff.
Well, yeah.
Like the vampire shark was just the tip of the iceberg. I mean, you got my friend Jeff and I, we actually wrote the movie script. And I'll tell you why here in a second. We wrote the movie script, but like we did more research, and there's things that we started figuring out. Like, I didn't think I realized at the time, an octopus has 3 hearts. So it's like, yeah, see, stabbing them in the heart with a stake wouldn't work. You have to do it 3 times. When I think about what I want people to take away from the story, it's not some high brow, oh, this is talking about mental illness. No, it's just I want people to be like, this is insane. And I kind of want people to be like, I've never read anything like this. Well, yeah. It just goes nuts. I don't know what's going to happen with this movie script we wrote, but man, I think people will read it and go, this is amazing. There is no way in hell we could make this. Because it is insane. This is heavily inspired by Sam Raimi, like Army of Darkness. Army of Darkness was like a big deal for me as a kid, because this movie is scary, and I should be scared, but then there's a part where like the main bad guy's skull flies up and you hear like steam coming out of a teapot. Like, that was a big inspiration. Jaws, of course, and then Steve Alton Meg books.
So what would you say is scarier, vampires or sharks?
Sharks. They're real. Plus, all you need to do is eat spaghetti. You don't have to worry about vampires with the garlic. I mean, sharks don't have that. They don't care. But I guess you don't.
Sharks are probably indifferent to garlic. But
oh yeah, I would think so. They've done tests to see what sharks think of garlic.
Really?
No.
What? Do you have a list of your favorite fictional vampires and favorite fictional sharks?
While studying for the movie, watch Blackula. It was made in the 70s, and there's a couple that are gay, and that get
very
killed.
Progressive.
No, they don't talk about them nice.
Yeah,
I thought Blackula would be more cool.
You would think a movie starring a black vampire would be more progressive.
In Blackula's defense, he doesn't say it. It's the cop hero.
You could read it from a different direction, that Blackula's the hero, and a progressive, maybe. And maybe the police themselves are the people who are the actual
It's very evident. Look at America Now.
It's
right? I honestly, I mean, if I had to go my favorite shark, you'd have to go Jaws. I mean, is Jaws his name? His name's Bruce, really.
I mean, what are your fictional sharks? Jaws, Meg,
Jaws, Meg, Jabberjaw. Any shark that travels around in a band.
More badass fictional '90s shark team: Shark Bites or Street Sharks?
I don't know what Shark Bites is, so I'd have to go.
You don't remember?
No.
Just when you thought it was safe to eat Shark Bites?
They're the fruit snacks? I still eat Hy-Vee brand shark fruit snacks.
What? Hy-Vee decided to just co-opt the whole thing?
Well, I don't know they make Shark Bites anymore, so I guess.
Wow, just when you thought it was safe to brand yourself.
Snack. Yeah.
Jesus.
Because they do sharks and dinosaurs. And when I used to have to pack my lunch for work, I would buy the sharks and dinosaurs fruit snacks. Obviously. Because I'm an adult.
I mean,
but if they made Hy-Vee brand Blackula fruit snacks.
What is your next project, and where can people find it?
Oh, I'll show you. Well, if you want an issue of the Vampire Shark, you can email me. Will you put my email and contact in the links for this?
Yeah, I'm going to put it right here.
Oh, great. I'll send it to you.
Look at that.
So that's what's coming up next. And I have a threadless store. I'll make sure to add this. So if you want a Vampire Shark shirt or duvet, something to get frisky under with the missus.
Can you get a duvet?
Oh yeah, you can do anything.
You can just get anything printed on anything?
You can do shoes, but I need to get different artwork. Like I need to get, and I just never got around to it. Nobody's buying anything anyway.
If somebody bought a vampire shark duvet, though.
I would. No, this is what I want to see everywhere. This is my next, it's a comedy comic called Hilarity. You can get this shirt too. I'm working on this still. This says our good friend West Coast had. And I wasn't going to tell him I was going to put him on the cover of a comic. I was just going to make it and put it in a store. And he was going to walk in one day and be like, what the hell?
It would be the greatest thing in the entire universe if you had made this entire thing, put a comic in a store, and then showed up with him and made sure he was stoned to the gills.
He always
walked
is.
in, looked over, and saw his own face on a comic book and had no idea how to react.
He probably wouldn't think it's real.
It would have been the greatest.
I'm freaking out.
He just looks at it. He's like, "Is that me?"
Yeah, I'm working on that. I'm also working on a Christmas special
for Vampire Shark.
Yep, I've already got it written. So, and I'll share if you guys want to see the other issues. So this is issue 2.
There we go.
My friend Kim drew the issue 3 cover. I told her I wanted to look like an old romance comic.
Bing.
Where, because it's always, those old romance comics, there would always be like a woman by the phone, be like, why won't he call me?
It's they're just very silly.
Yeah, like I wanted people to know that this is not serious. This one I did take too serious, like pretty serious. That's
really cool.
Yeah, it's a fiddler, a hermit crab using a human head as a shell.
I wonder if that actually happens.
Oh yeah, in this town, everybody's eating. Why wouldn't it? And that's the final issue, the final epic battle of the vampire shark fighting Ahab. Also, if you're in the Des Moines area, we have a show.
Yes, indeed.
At TeeHees on August 14th. It's me, Wes, so you can meet the Hilarity guy. Toll McGrain, Sam, Chris
Donnie,
Schlichting,
Chris,
Leo Bird, somebody else. Oh, Donnie. Yeah, Donnie.
Donnie.
I don't know.
This is somebody else.
I'm too busy writing.
Leo Joseph Bird. This might be his show debut.
I hear he was supposed to be on another one and couldn't make it or something, so maybe. He's a funny guy.
He is very. And what time is that? Is there one show or two?
Just one. I think it's at 8
p.m.?
Yeah, 8 or 8:30. Let me check.
Say 8 to be safe. All right. Well, thanks everybody for watching. We'll see you again next week.
Thank you.
Peace.